Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are looking at a completely free, honestly revolutionary way to conquer the GED Language Arts tests. And we're going to do it using a personalized AI coach named Ari. Let's just dive right in.
So, what does this test actually cover? Look, when people hear the words language arts, they usually kind of panic, right? You picture the absolute worst parts of high school English classes. Surprise pop quizzes, maybe having to recite poetry from memory. But figuring out the actual objective of this test, that is your very first step to beating it.
Let's clear up these myths right out of the gate. The GED Language Arts test is not a vocabulary test. No one is asking you to identify obscure metaphors in Shakespeare or memorize dusty literature. No way. In reality, it's a whole lot more straightforward. The test simply hands you real-world passages. We're talking articles, editorials, historical documents, maybe workplace texts, and asks you to understand them. It's really just about reading comprehension, thinking clearly about the arguments being made, and then putting those thoughts into writing. That is literally it.
Okay, so the test actually breaks down into three core measurable areas. Argumentation and response, that makes up the biggest chunk, at 45%, basically judging if evidence is strong or weak and comparing different viewpoints. Reading comprehension makes up about 35%, finding the main idea, making some inferences, and finally, grammar and language is 20%. But hey, here's the kicker. That grammar section isn't about memorizing rules from a textbook. It's about fixing real sentences with real errors right there in context. Now, add in a 45-minute extended response essay where you're comparing two different arguments, and the total test time comes to exactly 150 minutes. Yeah, it's a marathon, not a sprint. But knowing exactly what's coming, that takes the panic right out of it. So, out of all of this, what's the actual goal? Your magic number is 145. That's the exact score you need to hit to pass, earn your credential, and unlock your next chapter. Everything we are going to cover from here on out is engineered specifically to get you past that number.
Moving into Section 1, meet Ari, your AI coach. This is your personalized path to a passing score. Forget the frustrating old way of studying, those heavy, static workbooks that give every single person the exact same boring exercises. Instead, Ari is a conversational AI coach. Ari is dynamic. It actually adapts to what you specifically need, at whatever pace works best for you. Here's what working with Ari actually looks like in practice. Imagine you're reading a paragraph about building bike lanes. Ari will literally converse with you, asking prompting questions like, what's the author's main claim? And once you identify it, Ari follows right up with, good. Now, what evidence does the author use? Is it strong or weak? If you pick a solid piece of evidence but maybe miss a logical flaw, Ari gently points it out. It's checking your understanding in real time. This whole process is called adaptive learning, and it is an absolute game changer. It means the program automatically shifts its focus to build up your specific weak spots. Say you're amazing at reading, but get a little scared of the essay? Well, Ari just focuses over there instead to build up those writing skills. It's a completely tailored experience, which means you aren't wasting hours relearning things you already know.
Section 2 is 14 topics to mastery. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Across these core study areas, you are learning practically, not by just memorizing isolated rules. In reading, you'll master finding main ideas and recognizing text structures. Over in argumentation, you'll learn how to spot logical fallacies. For grammar, you'll be fixing real sentence structure errors right inside the text. And for the essay, you get full practice with timing, planning, and self-evaluation, the whole shebang. And here's something absolutely crucial. Ari specifically drills you on common test traps. These are the exact mistakes that cost people points on test day. We're talking things like choosing a detail answer when the question specifically asked for the main idea, or confusing correlation with actual causation, or, and this is a huge one, writing a simple summary in your essay when the prompt explicitly requires an analysis. You are going to drill these traps until they're basically impossible to fall for. Let's jump to Section 3, Mastering the 45-minute essay. This is your foolproof formula for writing. Look. Staring at a blank screen while a timer ticks down is terrifying for anyone. But Ari completely removes that fear by breaking the essay down into manageable, almost mathematical steps. First, you learn to write a single thesis sentence. Then you practice picking a quote from the text that actually supports it. Next, you learn to explain exactly why that quote matters. And finally, you organize those thoughts into 3 solid paragraphs. By the time you sit down to write a full-timed essay, you'll have a foolproof formula. Because on this test, formula beats inspiration every single time. Best of all, you will always know exactly where you stand.
As you work your way through the 14 topics, the course tracks your progress across 4 really clear levels: not started, exploring, understanding, and finally, exam ready. There is absolutely no guessing game here. When all 14 of your topics hit exam ready, you can walk right into that testing center with undeniable confidence.
Section 4, Your Path to Exam Ready. It's accessible, effective, and barrier-free. This entire program is just incredibly accessible. You do not need to buy heavy books, extra novels, or expensive grammar textbooks. Literally, all you need is a browser. Your smartphone works perfectly for the reading, argumentation, and grammar lessons. Now, a keyboard is for sure helpful when it's time to practice those full-timed essays. But you can even practice your planning and outlining right from your phone while you're on the go.
Now here is probably the most important number in this entire explainer. Because the AI Bridge Foundation is a registered 501c3 nonprofit organization, this entire customized adaptive AI coaching experience costs you exactly $0.
It is 100% free. There are absolutely no hidden fees, no annoying upsells begging for your credit card, no premium tiers hiding the best features behind a paywall, and no selling your data. The only money you will ever spend is the actual exam fee paid to the testing center when you are fully prepared to finally take the test.
The curriculum is proven, the AI is ready to adapt to exactly what you need, and the cost is literally $0. So here is the final question for you. Are you going to let another year pass wishing you had your GED? Or are you ready to click start and let Ari help you rewrite your future today?